Yo, what's good, Exiles and Legends? Today's video, I'm gonna cover a updated or different setup for Instant Earthquake, as you might have seen in the right upper corner for Titan. But today, I'm gonna cover, I had 3 questions regarding that build. Does it work on Soul Cellfound? Does it work on Warbringer? And does it work with Shield? So, my boy Sejin did test this character for you guys. And if you could do me a favor, go follow me on YouTube. He's got some very good builds for Gemlink and also Warbringer 2. And also on Twitch, I would greatly appreciate it. I will also have a full planner in the description and links to his channels in the video description. So you can see on the Atlas tree here, it's just the points to show you that boss is not, tier 0, level 1, but if you have some points in it. So let me go through this bad boy. I will have some points in Breach as well. On the left side, Xashed was killed. So you can see hardcore solo Cellfound right there in the right upper corner. And we're gonna pick a pretty rippy map, I would say, especially for hardcore, because this is a kind of like armor-based character with blocking. So monsters breaking armor, and then also the faster attack speed and cast speed, which is pretty brutal in Breach. There is a lot of like cast mobs and caster mobs and whatnot, a lot of mobs. But yeah, tier 16 map with Breach and the boss. So let's get straight into it. Got fast forward here a little bit for the Breach, but basically, the combo wombo for this setup is your Earthquake, dodge, and that way you will minimize the amount of damage you take, right? Also, another reason why this map is bad, as you can see the type of mobs here. So the crossbow guys are pretty overtuned with their ability when they charge the shot, but also these hags casting these wave abilities, that's horrible, right? I'm pretty sure most of us have met those creatures and died to those as well during the campaign in the third act. But yeah, the biggest thing about this build, in my opinion, is Time of Need, because it procs super fast, even on non-Titan, because Titan is Hulking Form that has 50% increased effectiveness of small nodes. So Warbringer does not have that, but Warbringer does have the armor break, according to or scaling from your damage dealt. So with that, it frees up 1 socket gem in Earthquake, which is Splinter. That's what I used in my main build. So you can do something else. I believe my boy is using Rage on Hit, so 3 Rage on Hit is perfect, because we normally get Rage on Hit from Jewels, Rubies. Those are pretty hard to get, especially Soul Cellfound, so that's amazing pick. And overall, he's running over 40 stacks of Rage, so having 3 per hit is amazing, right? But this is some Breach shenanigans in tier 16 map with the shield. You want to focus on maximizing the block of 75%, because we are running a node that gives you 1% damage for 1% block. So that's 75% damage increase, which is quite a lot. It kind of offsets the dual wield, the Giant's Blood, but it will be much tankier. Obviously, if you go Giant's Blood with the offhand, you can get plus melee skills, which adds a lot of damage. But even without that, with the shield, as you can see, damage is absolutely no problem. And I'll show you the little bounce action in a second. The great thing also is the fast hammer here, as you can see on the screen. You don't have to wait for the hammer to fall from the sky, so that way you can, mitigate the possibility of the enemies avoiding the hammer, right? Bosses or rares in the maps, which is amazing, right? It's also another great thing. So this moment right here is pretty sketchy, with a lot of mobs casting the lightning. So having cast speed, especially, you can see they're attacking super fast. So yeah, you want to focus on getting life as well. There's also maximum resistance in the skill tree that Sejin is focusing on. That's very important. Elemental damage overall. I'm gonna show you later the gear as well as the skill tree. So that was a little Breach action. I'm gonna take you to the boss, to the behemoth, fungus behemoth. Let me fast forward a little bit. There we go. So fungus behemoth. The plan here is to cast Earthquake until you stun the boss. You can fasten the stun buildup if you use Infernal Cry, because that gives you more damage, and the more damage you do, the more stun buildup you have, because Infernal Cry will be off cooldown before it's stunned anyway. But once you stun it, you want to use double War Cries, both Infernal and Seismic. Seismic copies your slams. So we have 2 charges for hammers. That makes it you will use 4 hammers. So this is pure solo Cellfound gear, which is super cheap. He doesn't have that much of a crazy gear, so his weapon is pretty good as well. This was just a little action. I'll show you his stats right now. What he got going. Like right here. So again, we are going for a little bit of armor, but mainly block. Max resistances, same story. Like I said, kill stress is not even maxed out, because yeah, struggling with items. It's just Cellfound, man. 500 strength is insane though at this level. Like overall, almost 100 life regen. It's something I need to focus on my characters. I think life regen is very good. Underestimated, I would say. Movement speed, obviously, if you get better boots, you can get more movement speed. Once you get higher level, you can also get some movement speed from the skill tree and whatnot, but let's take you in the planner. I'm gonna show you the passives first. So Ascendancy, let's make it a bit bigger. The Ascendancy here is WARBRINGER. You want to focus on the armor break stuff, so Anvil's Weight, again, this will free up the support gem on Earthquake for rage on hit. Imploding impacts, you can go below 0. Breaking armor, which means more damage for you. And then Jade Heritage, this will give you, 10% physical damage reduction as a buff in the right upper corner. Sorry, left right corner. Left top corner. Oh my god, my English. Excuse me. So that's very good defensive layer for this setup. You want to focus on reduced skill duration. That's why our Earthquake, Hammer of the Gods, and Time of Need are super fast. So first cluster is here, other one is up top. You want to get these notes as well. Extra armor from body, which is amazing. First cluster for the block chance here. You want to grab that. Extra strength nodes for Giant's Blood to, satisfy the requirement, because it's a triple. Giant's Blood is allowing you to wield two-hander and a shield. You want to grab the Blade Catcher, which is very good. If you stack armor, you will defend with more armor against crits. I know armor is not the strongest, but the recent buff kind of helped a little bit. The more level he has, I'm pretty sure he would put points here in the big AoE for Aftershocks, which would help in breach and big mob density areas. So there we go. Extra life and stun threshold, good stuff. You don't need accuracy with Resolute Technique, which is amazing. Accuracy does a lot for your damage. You want to stack, you want to focus on 100% hit, with hit if you don't run the Resolute Technique. Vocal Empowerment, Warcries Empower additional attack. Next up we get Pile On. This really goes well with Armor Breaker, or in general in the Ascendancy here. This is very good stuff. We don't use mana, so we can use Brute Strength and Stack Strength, which gives you life by default, but also damage because of this node. Here we go with Max Res, also pretty good. And then we go Maximum Rage here for big damage. Now with Berserk, we have Aura Berserk. You will lose life per rage, but if you get life regen on gear or even Vitality support gem, which costs 15 spirit, I believe, then it's no issue at all. Next up, we got Skull Crusher for multiplicative damage when you heavy stun enemies. Some more points can be put in heavy armor. This is actually pretty good as well for armor. This gave me like over 1,000, which is not bad. These are pretty good too. My boy does not have Against the Darkness like I have on main builds. Pretty hard to get on SSF. So Against the Darkness would be put in here if you have that, and you can take these notes to get the extra bonus. You can also get some more damage here when you break armor, which is also very good. Now up top, we got Max Res, again Prism Guard, we get Blood Magic, that's why we don't use mana at all. In here we go the block chance and reduce global defenses, nothing too crazy, but the block chance is very important. And here we go with the big damage per chance of block. This cluster is amazing, damage scaler, attack damage. This is meant for Druid. This could be changed when Druid is out, but we'll see. So I really recommend this cluster. Might seem like a lot of points, but it's worth it. And the last one here, this is the last cluster for reduced skill effect duration. So this was giving us some more increased CDR, cooldown recovery rate. So very good for hammers and all that. Now regarding the skill gems here, on Earthquake, we are running Fast Forward for less skill effect duration, and Swift Affliction, they both do the same, less duration, so it pops more often. Since we are not running Titan here, but Warbringer, we can replace Splinter with any of these, basically, or with the Rage, like I was mentioning earlier. Fire Infusion for more fire damage, since we are only physical, and some of the fire as well because of Infernal Cry. Martial Tempo or attack speed, good stuff. Hammer of the Gods, this is the one tapper on bosses, so heavy swing, multiplicative damage. Second Wind, this will give you 2 charges of hammers, so with Seismic Cry, it's 4 hammers. Concentrated Effect, more damage, less AoE. We don't need AoE because this is single target damage mainly. Heft for more multiplicative damage, maximum physical, and then Rage Forge to consume rage to get 35% multi, another multiplier. Now Infernal Cry is our buff. Premeditation for more damage increase with the buff itself, the War Cry. Now here we get a rage per power of enemies in range. Inspiration for less cost because it's pretty costly at higher levels. And Enraged War Cry. You could run that as well, no problem, since we have a good rage generation through this gem. you can totally get this bad boy. Or you can put it in Seismic Cry, it kind of depends, but you will use Infinite Cry on the rares too, so. Time of Need, this is the heal, and this is gonna heal you and dispel your debuffs as well, like curses and ailments is insane. Like, this is so broken, man, with the reduced skill effect duration. Scavenge Plating, this is also gonna be affected. It won't have the high duration on you as a buff, but that's totally okay if you put Persistence on it. So this will multiply your armor once you break armor, so it's very good for a breach especially. Like, doesn't seem a lot, but it is very noticeable in, like, you know, huge density mobs and whatnot. Cannibalism for the sustain with life. We go with Berserk. This will amplify the effect of your rage, the damage increase, which is absolutely insane. I would like Berserk. Because rage is a multiplicative damage, 1% more damage per stack, so this can go up to 59% increase effect. Good stuff. Shield charge for mobility, ingenuity for cooldown reduction. Or you can go also with Leap, with Holy Descent, this heals you. This is very good for sustain. So you can pick either or and put Ingenuity in Infinite Cry if you want to. But again, that requires some of the skill gems, right? And I believe my boy Sajin did not have the 6th link in the video, so he just put the extra stuff for you guys that have that. Because 6th link on SSF is pretty difficult, right? Onto the gear. So we want to use Temple Maul because Temple Maul gives you the highest base attack speed out of all maces of 1.2. I might actually take you to the game right now because I believe that is much better. So let me fast forward a little bit. These are the gems. Let's go over the gear here. So the big weapon here, you want to get flat physical damage, percentage physical, flat fire is also good. And then you want to get attack speed, strength, melee skills. Like, this weapon is godly, right? If you did higher tiers, the better. But on SSF, this weapon, crazy. Too bad this is advanced Temple Maul. Highest one is expert, but it's still wild. I'm impressed by this one. That's a big one. You can also go for stun build-up instead of strength. But yeah, strength gives the life, so it's much better. At P's here, you want to focus on resistances, life, and strength. Also the armor as well. That's good too. Another advanced. Big amulet, all attributes, life, you don't need accuracy, energy shield, you don't need it either, so yeah, you can see the gear is by far from even being good, and you can still do such high maps, right, on hardcore, it's impressive. You can resistances, all attributes, life. You can get melee skills on it, you can get strength. The shield here is missing one crucial affix, which is physical damage reduction. It's not even on the shield. But your main is that affix to get, block chance armor, strength, and resistances. That goes for all of the armor gear, basically. On rings here, if you want to get, or if you can get flat damage, like physical and fire, and then life, they'll be your goals for prefix. For suffix, resistances, main stats, strength, or attributes is your goal too. On the boots here, movement speed, 35% if you can get that. More life, strength, resistances. Again, stun threshold, pretty good, but we're stacking life, so don't need it. The more life you have, the more stun threshold you have too. On the chest piece, armor-based, the regen, the percentage, very good. So again, life, armor, strength, resistances. Pretty straightforward. Same goes for the belt, which is right here. The mana on the items is useless because we don't run that. On the gloves, again, flat damage with life, same like rings, and then attack speed, strength, and plus 2 melee skills will be top-notch. Very good gloves, actually. Very good. Now, if you stack lightning damage on rings and gloves, you are able to put shock debuff on the target, which means you will deal 20% more damage, and that is honestly insane. That's what I've been focusing on my main as well. And since Hammer is a huge damage hit, you have higher chance of applying ailment like shock. So first Hammer will apply the shock debuff, so your next 3 hammers will hit in that shock debuff 20% more damage. It's ridiculously strong, even on pure physical builds. I believe he missed the one ring, but it's okay. So ring will be the same, right? So that was the gear. Rotation once again. You want to use Earthquake, Roll Dodge, Earthquake, Roll Dodge between enemies, between packs. A Leap and Shield Charge as well to move from pack to pack. Hammer of the Gods on single target. And of course the double shout during the heavy stun window for the boss to one-shot. And you can also use Infill Cry on normal mobs on rares to deal more damage. I believe I covered everything. If not, let me know in the comment section. And for the potion, I believe the strongest is increase recovery rate. And then reduce charges, I would say. Or charges per second. I think that's the strongest. But in very basic gear, You don't need anything extra to make this work. Like, this will be definitely my league starter if they don't do any big changes to the setup, because there is no nerfs. I'm pretty sure that there is no nerfs. Like, this build doesn't use any bugged interactions, so like I hardly see any nerfs for this setup. There is no reason to. But Sajin did say that this is better on Titan. He just wanted to see if Warbringer can work. Of course it can, but Titan will be better. But that will be very much it. Once again, please give my boy a follow on YouTube and Twitch. I myself live every day on YouTube and Twitch as well, so the links will be in the description. But with that said, I would like to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Hit me up. We'll be more than happy to help you and answer you. So until next time, you guys have a good one. And I'm out of here. Peace.